Boozer Reef.
Boozer Reef. All right.
You're standing in the roadway?
Well, I came in your window because you know y'all got it stopped up.
What's that?
I mean, I had to get your attention somehow. What you wanted me to do?
Oh, you're standing in the roadway, sir.
Well, I wasn't standing. I came to ask you a question.
Okay.
Don't try to make a big issue of it.
No, I'm not, sir. You're being detained.
Who?
You are.
For what?
Standing in
For knocking on your window?
Sir, you're standing in a roadway.
So you detaining me now for me just getting your attention? This is going to be lovely. Call your supervisor.
That's not the reason.
Call your supervisor.
So...
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Southern Draw Law. My name is James White, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor, former police officer. Today we have a video from a YouTube user called Gambino Green Thumb. And in it, you'll get to see a rookie police officer by the name of Boozer Reef, who takes pettiness to a whole new level. This is really a silly interaction. The auditor pretty much makes it known that he thinks the officer is pretty stupid for doing it. But I have made some edits to the video just for the purposes of our discussion. There's some of this back and forth where we could cut out some dead space. So you should go over to Gambino Green Thumb's channel, check out the video in its entirety, and give him credit for sharing it. With that, let's get into it.
Cherries and berries. Your boy is on the scene. Right here in Long Beach, across the street from Jordan. See what they got going on. I bet you I break up the piggy pile. The piggy pile is about to disperse as soon as they see me watch. Watch where I stand.
Happy Saturday, sir. Enjoy.
I wonder if she was a ride along or what's up with her. Yeah, that's what they got going on. Yeah, what do they got going on? She ain't no ride along. She would be in uniform, complying with a ride along policy dress code. So I wonder, who is she? Unit number N18888. Look like. Well, you know, it ain't a crime scene no more. What was going on here, man?
Traffic stop.
What was the traffic stop for?
Traffic violation.
Said a turn violation?
Traffic violation?
And y'all needed all this for just a traffic violation?
Yeah.
That looked like a little over-resourced for me.
Okay.
What's your name and badge number?
Still 1836.
And you? He don't want an ID. That's cool.
So right off the bat, one thing that you should take note of is the fact that you had Boozer Reef, who is the one who flashes the peace sign and says, "Enjoy your Saturday," who seems like he's going to be cool, right? He also took it upon himself to engage this guy for no reason whatsoever. All he was doing was standing there recording. You could almost kind of tell that he was going to be the problem child because he's the one that's got a chip on the shoulder. He's the one that's got to make contact, whatever. But they're standing there blocking the road, right? They've got, as the auditor indicates, cherries and berries. He's going to go see what's going on. They're blocking the road. They've got 3 police cruisers that are blocking the road. They've got 2 officers in one cruiser that left because they didn't want any part of this. And then you got the 2 officers where Officer Silva is the training officer that left, and they're going to work their way back. And then you've got Officer Boozer Reef in a 3rd cruiser, and he's the only officer that's solo. The other 2 units were training officer combined with rookie. Take note of the fact that they are actually blocking the street. They are standing around talking. There is no person that they're interacting with. So whatever traffic stop happened well before he walked up and was over, and the motorist had gone along on their way, and they're just standing around talking. So there's no problem with them obstructing traffic whatsoever. The problem's getting ready to happen. So let's get back to it.
Got him, so that's what I need. What was your name and badge number?
Officer Boozarif,
What was-
10848.
Boozarif?
Boozarif.
Boozarif. All right.
You're standing in the roadway.
Well, I came to your window because you know y'all got it stopped up.
What's that?
I mean, I had to get your attention somehow. What you wanted me to do?
Oh, you're standing in the roadway, sir.
Well, I wasn't standing. I came to ask you a question.
Okay.
Don't try to make a big issue of it.
No, I'm not, sir. You're being detained.
Who?
You are.
For what?
Standing in
For
the
knocking on your window?
Sir, you're standing in a roadway.
So you detaining me now for me just
sir.
getting your attention? This is gonna be
that's
lovely.
not the-
Call your
that's not
supervisor.
the reason.
Call your supervisor.
So you're
Call
being-
your supervisor.
So you're being detained.
Call your supervisor.
Sir.
Call your supervisor. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear your reason. Call your supervisor.
Being detained.
Call your supervisor.
Okay, I will.
Call your supervisor. I don't want to hear it. Just call your supervisor.
So you're being detained.
Call your supervisor.
Sir.
Call your supervisor. Call your supervisor. Call your supervisor.
I will.
All right, that's all I need you to do.
My investigation.
What's your investigation on?
Standing in the roadway, sir.
Was I standing there or did I come get your attention? Because it's all on tape.
Stepped off the sidewalk.
Okay, it's not illegal to step off the sidewalk.
No, but you're standing in a roadway.
Did I impede any traffic? No, I did not. There was no traffic coming by. You just making up shit. That's all good. That's why I got you on tape. Just call for your supervisor. I don't want to hear the rest of your bullshit you're saying.
Okay, so Boozarif, you can tell, has not been a police officer very long. He's also a rookie, or definitely less than 2 years, I would say, because nobody with any experience on the street would have picked this battle. This is completely stupid. But Boozarif says that it is an offense to stand in the roadway, and it is true that the state of California does have a code that prohibits pedestrians from standing in the roadway under certain circumstances. And Long Beach Municipal Code does prohibit standing in the roadway by pedestrians under certain circumstances. But standing in the roadway is the title. It's not the whole statute, right? So let's go ahead and take a look. And again, this is so dumb on the part of the police officer, because the police officer was the one obstructing traffic. How could he possibly obstruct traffic if the police officer is blocking traffic? So whatever's on this side of the police officer cannot possibly be obstructing traffic, because whatever traffic would have to run into the police officer before they could run into the person. So he is standing in the roadway, but he is standing behind a police officer that is obstructing traffic and blocking traffic with their emergency lights on. And so this guy initiates contact with him because he's walking up filming, and then when he moves over to the window, he has a problem with the filming. This is very easily identified as a First Amendment retaliation and enforcement, because all of this is about the camera. It's obvious it's about the camera. The other two officers took no action whatsoever when he approached them and did the exact same thing. But let's look at California law first. We'll look at the state law, and then we'll talk about the provisions and go through that. So California Code section, this is the Vehicle Code, Division 11, Rules of the Road, Chapter 5, Pedestrians' Rights and Duties, 21954. Every pedestrian upon a roadway at any point other than within a marked crosswalk or within an unmarked crosswalk at an intersection shall yield the right-of-way to all vehicles upon the roadway so near as to constitute an immediate hazard. Okay, so basically they're saying that if you're in the roadway and you're a pedestrian, you have to yield the right-of-way to any oncoming traffic, right? Right here under subsection C1, a peace officer shall not stop a pedestrian for a violation of this subdivision unless a reasonably careful person would realize there is an immediate danger of a collision with a moving vehicle or other device moving exclusively by human power. So, even though it's a stated violation under California law, there's a subsection that prohibits enforcement unless a reasonable person would think that a collision is getting ready to happen. In other words, the guy would have to be standing in the middle of the road with cars coming at him before a police officer would be privileged to stop him and try to enforce this law on him, right? Well, that can't happen because your dumbass's police car is sitting in the intersection at the same place that he is. Oh, and by the way, the second that you got out of the car, he moved to the sidewalk. So there's no offense to be enforced here. But he is in Long Beach, and You may or may not know this, but the state and the city have the ability, and sometimes the county, depending on how things are set up, to have their own ordinances, to have their own laws, okay? And those laws can be a little bit different than the state law, and they can be even more strict than the state law within the city limits. So let's look at the city of Long Beach and their municipal code about pedestrians in the roadway. Okay, City of Long Beach, California, under section 10.58.040, walking on roadway prohibited. No pedestrian shall stand in any roadway other than in a safety zone or crosswalk, nor shall any pedestrian walk lengthwise along and within a roadway in a manner that interferes with the lawful movement of traffic. Okay, the section of it that is operative is the in a manner that interferes with the lawful movement of traffic. So there's only one case that I could find in my research search engine that has ever dealt with the Long Beach Code associated with this particular incident. And it was a 2012 case that went all the way to the California Court of Appeals. It was called the People versus Kenny Smith. So we're going to pull that up real quick and we'll kind of walk through what the facts were in that. So the People versus Kenny Smith, it was an unpublished opinion. This was actually during the time that Kamala Harris was the Attorney General for California, and she's listed actually as the appellant. So what actually happened in this case is that you had this guy, Kenny Smith, who was stopped because he was walking in the roadway instead of on the sidewalk. But the facts in this case were that Smith and another person were impeding the flow of traffic in violation of Long Beach ordinance by walking next to parked cars in the street rather than on the sidewalk. And so based on the fact that he was impeding traffic, the Long Beach police officer stopped him, ended up doing a pat down. So Smith ends up pleading no contest and challenging the original stop, and the Court of Appeals in California actually upheld this. But again, the facts were a little bit different because the facts suggested, and nobody really disputed, that Smith and his companion were walking in the street and obstructing traffic and that cars were having to swerve around them and that kind of thing. You do not have that here. And so it would suggest to me that the way that this case was argued in the Smith case, that the person has to be hindering traffic, because that was what the appeals court rested their case on, was the fact that Smith was actually obstructing traffic, and because he was obstructing traffic, he was committing unlawful conduct. So it's pretty clear, even though there's only one case, that the unlawful conduct that would be the requisite for writing a citation for this particular ordinance is about obstructing traffic. And so I do not think that you have a citable ordinance here.
Do that. Just shut up. Call your supervisor. I don't want to hear
If you don't,
I don't want to hear I don't have to listen to you. I don't have to listen to you. I can overtalk you as many times as I like. I don't have to hear a goddamn word you say. Call your supervisor.
sir, you're being advised.
Call your supervisor. Okay, did I go anywhere? Did I go anywhere? This is the unlawful detainment, so it's going to be great. This is going to be awesome right here. You're a idiot. Yeah, it's an unlawful detainment. Get him out here. That was so dumb. You detained me because I'm asking for your name and badge number? So stupid. You're so dumb. You're so dumb. Your training officer didn't even try to detain me when I asked him for his at the window where they pulled off before you. That's how stupid you are. That's how stupid you are. That's just how dumb you are. It's okay. It's okay.
So I'm going to advise you this, okay?
I don't want to hear what you advise me. I don't care. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up.
Okay? I'm advising you that now, sir.
Force is going to be used against me for what?
If you don't comply with my
I don't got to comply with shit. You ain't gave me a lawful order. What's your lawful order? I'm listening. What's the lawful order?
Standing in the roadway, sir.
And you asked me to get out the road. I'm out the road.
Right.
So I complied. So how am I not complying? You sound stupid. Just shut up. You sound dumb. You sound dumb. Shut up. So now I'm detained because I came to ask him for his name at his window. While he has the, remind you, he has the whole street blocked, right? Remind you, he has the street blocked and there was no traffic coming his way, but he says I was impeding traffic, right? I was impeding traffic, right?
Yes, sir.
Dumbass. You're a dumbass. Shut up. Shut up. You're a dumbass. Idiot.
Sir, I'm advising
I don't want to hear you. I want to speak to your supervisor. I don't want to hear you. I want to speak to your supervisor. For what? For what law? What law did I break? What law did I break? What law did I break?
I am going to
What law did I break?
Okay?
What law did I
You're
break?
standing in a roadway.
So he's detaining me, he said, because I came to his window to ask him for his name. The same way I asked you. Now I'm detained for that. That's what this is about. So you correct your officer. Because there was no traffic coming. You guys have this blocked off, so I'm not impeding anyone. I came to his window to ask him for his name. Now I'm automatically detained magically. Just for asking him for his name. That's how dumb this guy is. So are you gonna correct him, or y'all gonna also take the same course with him? Which one y'all gonna do?
Just listen to what he's trying
I don't want to listen to him because everything he's saying is a lie and it's unlawful. This is the unlawful detainment. I have committed no crimes. So right now he's in the commission of a crime himself. So I don't have to listen to this dummy. I don't want to hear you. I wasn't standing in the roadway. I don't want to hear you. You shut up. Yes, I would like for you to explain how he just unlawfully detained me and how y'all gonna justify it. Let me hear it.
So you walked into the street.
Right, which is not a crime.
It's not a crime to walk in the middle of the street.
It's not a crime to walk in the middle of the street, especially if it's blocked off by police, because there's nothing to be impeded. He's already stopping all of the flow of traffic coming this way. There was no traffic coming out. So why didn't you detain me when I asked for your name? Because I was standing in the same spot.
So you don't answer questions, but you can ask.
No, I don't answer no. No, I don't answer no questions. I don't have
Answer your
to.
question then.
Okay, you don't have to. So what, we gonna just stand here all day?
I guess so.
Well, let's do it. Call your supervisor now.
Here's the thing.
Because you guys are unlawfully detaining me for one, and then you're backing up this officer, this piece of shit here, for unlawfully detaining me for no reason. I've committed no crimes. So what are we here for? So now I'd like to speak to a sergeant. I don't want to speak to you. You've already done too much. I don't want to speak to you. Just give me a sergeant out here. That's all I need. I need a sergeant. I don't want to talk to you. I might if he's reasonable, but this dude is unreasonable and you're unreasonable and you never identify. So what's your name and badge number?
My badge number is 12050.
Cool.
Park in Atlantic.
I don't want to hear you. I don't care. I don't care.
Interlace your fingers behind your head.
For what?
Because you're being detained.
Okay, that's fine with me.
Resist.
What about me resist?
Don't
I got my phone. Can I set my phone down? I don't want it. I don't want you to take it. I'll put it in my pocket. I'll put it in my pocket. Now, you see, they took my phone, violated my rights, made me turn off my recording. They didn't want to answer if I can pick it up, so I just picked it back up myself. And this dumbass right here detained me for no reason. He's running my name, and he told me that if I don't give him my ID, he said I'll be under arrest, right? You said I'll be under arrest if I don't give you my ID, right?
Fail to identify yourself.
Yeah, to fail to identify as a secondary crime, you have to commit a crime prior to that, you dumbass. Fucking idiots. And you know that too, right? You know that a failure ID is a secondary crime, right? Remain silent. Idiot. Oh, and he gonna cite me? This is even better. This is even better. You gonna cite me so now I can take him to court? How stupid is he? Fucking idiot. You make sure you stay right there because you training. You watch this so you don't do the dumbass shit they doing.
Yeah. Phone number for you, sir?
I ain't giving you shit else. You got what you need.
You don't want
I'm not giving you shit else. You got what you need.
Okay.
We're gonna go.
Yeah. Sergeant's on his way for you. Okay. Sergeant's on his way for you.
No, I need you to stay here.
Someone's.
I need you to stay here. You just up. I need you to stay here.
Not at all, sir.
Yeah, you did.
Not at all.
Because you just detained me for an unlawful reason. You just forced me to ID. Did you not just tell me if I don't give you my ID that I'm going to be arrested?
Sure. You're
good.
failing to identify yourself.
That's a secondary charge. That's a secondary charge, you dumbass.
Okay. The sergeant's on his way. Would you like me to provide him with your phone number?
Why would I do that? Did I give you a phone number to provide him with, you dickhead? The fuck out of here.
But they made him turn off his recording, which is a First Amendment retaliation. They patted him down. We don't have any facts that would suggest armed and dangerous. So what is the reason for the pat? So I think you have an unlawful pat down here. There's no investigation. There's nothing here that would suggest that this person is armed and dangerous. So you don't have a Terry frisk here that would be lawful. So you've got an unlawful search, you've got an unlawful pat down, and you've probably got a citation that lacks probable cause because, again, you don't have an obstruction of traffic here. I think this guy has basically handed the auditor a Fourth Amendment lawsuit and a First Amendment retaliation lawsuit on a silver platter. And he really kind of made himself look stupid in the process because the other officers didn't have any interest in the smoke that was associated with this guy. Why Bouzarif decided that he wanted to take up this fight is based on nothing but ego. This is what you get when you get young guys and you give them a badge and you forget to tell them that the first thing they should do every day is to check their ego and make sure they leave it at the house before they come to work. The ego is a really funny thing in law enforcement because you have to have it in order to walk your way into things that other people walk away from, right? So you have to have a certain amount of ego and self-confidence in order to be the guy or girl who's willing to go face things that other people are not willing to go face, right? So you have to have that, and that comes from ego. But learning when to turn it off is just as important. And as you can see, even though California has probably some of the most progressive law enforcement policies in the country, you still get this sort of pettiness and garbage, ego-driven policing from departments in California. I don't know what it's going to take. I hope this guy files a lawsuit. I don't know whether there's a California attorney that'll take it, because it doesn't really have any damages other than, he was patted down and released. But I do hope that he files at least a pro se lawsuit against this guy, because look, if nothing else, they need to learn the lesson of go do something productive. Why are you messing with people? And the whole thing was about the fact that this guy wanted to kind of poke the bear. And so he poked the bear and he got exactly what he wanted. And Officer Bouzarif gave him the ability, and he wasn't rude. I mean, he didn't do anything that would be like a rudeness violation in policy or anything like that. But he certainly, I think, is stretching the statutory language of the law here to try to make it fit a situation that he should have just followed the lead of the training officer and went on about his way and minded his business. But anyway, that's all for this one, guys. Thanks for sticking it out. Please remember to like and subscribe and leave a comment on the video. Check out some of the other videos on the channel and leave a comment on there as well. Until I see you again, take care. Always film your interactions with the police and keep your evidence to yourself.